does. But yeah, man, Lord of the Rings. I think maybe Lord of the Rings Online just kind of. Whenever I see rings.
I was right in choosing you.
Oh, right. I'm in the Mages Guild. So, first glance, you see this, and you're like, okay, well, this looks like an Elder Scrolls. This looks promising, right? You got the compass at the, you know, over here, and this looks kind of an MMO thing going on there. So, can you collapse that? I don't think you can. Right? I think the biggest change here is the fact that a lot of people are running around. This guy would just start jumping like crazy. And is that a player? No, that's a player. So, and then you got that chat thing going on. I actually have a notification. Sweet. I got a friend invite. That's awesome. I'm going to accept. So, this is the MMO part. Lots of chat and zone and stuff like that. So, I got my friend who's online. Really cool. I'll be able to probably do a couple of quests with him and explore a little bit more of how the quests are phased, because they are phased, and it worries me a little bit because I think it's phased a little too much based on my previous experiences. So yeah, then you got like you know, you can loot books, read them, stuff like that. It's really cool. And you know what I find about books? You can't really pick them up because this is an MMO, but what happens is that if you go in your journal, it stores all the book that you've read, so you can read them at a later date. So you don't have to hoard all the books. You can just read at your leisure. So if you're playing with your buddies, you can just like pick up all the books that you want, record them, and because it records automatically, and then when you're just waiting for that raid or for friends to come online, you know, for a dungeon or PvP, stuff like that, you can just sit back and relax and read a few things. So this is amazing. I like this. I was kind of worried about that. It's actually something that I was thinking about when I was playing Skyrim, where I'm picking up a lot of books, and sometimes I have to remember to read them, because as I'm playing and recording, I don't really want to read all the time. So then you forget which one did I read, so you don't want to sell all the books. So you can see like the multiplayer aspect. This guy just running around on my screen, which honestly, I think it breathes a lot of life into the... yeah, I'll get back to you in a minute. A lot of life into the game, as opposed to having NPCs that just do their routine. This is a lot more lively. And I want to get back to the character interface here, because I want to go through all of it here. You got your main basic stats, health, stamina, magicka, and you invest points in them, kind of like in Skyrim. Every time you level up, you get to put 1 point in any of these. So this is kind of cool. You got your status effects here, so it's a little bit more organized than it was in, say, Skyrim. So this, I find, is a lot better than Skyrim, because you see everything, you know, from the get-go. And this is a screen that you'll see fairly often because you're leveling up, as opposed to seeing like perk tree when you're leveling up, right? So I like this. Going here, I like this also. I think if Morrowind and Oblivion had a child, this would be it, because it has that Morrowind presentation, or that Morrowind feel with the execution and presentation of Oblivion, because you got those tabs. Although Morrowind has tabs as well, but the way it presents the information, like I know this is a bow without even reading this, and I know how much damage it deals and the value of it, so I got already some information, and it got traditional MMO color coding here. You know, these are magical items, so they have, if you look at the blue bar, they have like a magical charge and enchantment on them. So, you know, I like this. And you go all the way to basic quest items, junk items, like if you want to filter them, I already have a few items. These are items that I want to dismantle for crafting and enchantments. or you just sell if I don't really care. So you can just put it in the junk, so it makes everything else clean. I have a lot of materials that I gather because I can't find a way to craft anything, so I just pick up everything and hoard everything on my person, and I'm almost full. Like, I got 41 to 50 in terms of inventory space. So as far as I know, there's no encumbrance, so you can't like walk slowly based on how much stuff you carry. I don't even think that if we wear like medium armor, if that actually slows you down as opposed to cloth and heavy armor. It might happen, but I don't think it does. It makes an effect. You just run. I don't think there's a walking actually animation in this game. Not that you really need it, but you can see very much like you see your level, very Skyrim-like. You got your paper doll here. This is a MMO thing where you can like put costumes in. So I can't wait for Halloween for that. Then you got your skills. This is pretty much the meat of the character for Elder Scrolls Online. And remember when like we picked a class earlier? Well, I'm a mage or a sorcerer, so it doesn't say I'm a sorcerer anymore. But these are the three skill paths that I have as a sorcerer. And if I was playing a Nightblade, these would be different, or a Templar, or a Dragon Knight. These three would be different. But all of the other ones would be universal, right? So everybody can wield two-handed weapons or a sword and a shield. And if you wear a sword, I could be a sorcerer, sword and shield, and I could like taunt. Puncture taunts target for 15 seconds. So I could basically be a tank if I wanted to. As a sorcerer, but I just have probably want to wear like medium heavy armor to be able to tank. You probably do a lot better with the Dragon Knight class to do that, but it's totally possible. I'm pretty sure somebody will be able to min-max and say, yeah, if you play a sorcerer and you spec like in freaking lightning crap, and then you wear the medium armor, you can abuse a stat that will one-shot stuff and you can't die or whatever. Like, I'm not worried about that. That's not really what I care about. As far as customization of the character, it almost feels like the class is not even needed. But and it functions pretty much like you would think in Skyrim. This is a skill, Dark Magic, and it levels up. And then you got perks, which actually these are like skills that you drag and drop onto your GuildWars like action bar. You can only have 5 skills on your bar. 6 if you count the ultimate ability of each tree. Each tree has an ultimate ability. And then you got like a 7th button if you count your favorites. So you can put like potions, and I don't know what else you could put, like maybe items. So yeah, and the way I see it is that there's no cooldown or anything like that. It just requires a lot of magicka or a lot of stamina to do actions. Although ultimate abilities, they don't have cooldowns, but you have to charge them up in combat in order to use them. So it's not something that you can use all the time. It's something that you like as you're fighting. Oh yeah, now I can do it. All right, kabam! I can summon a Storm Atronach, and then I have to recharge it again. I kind of like this. It's more refreshing to see that because it's more active. So the more I attack, let's say, the faster it recharges. That kind of thing. And as a sorcerer, I can still use like a restoration staff and heal allies and stuff, like very basic skill. And so yeah, and if you're worried about using skills that are not, because this doesn't seem to be a lot of availability for skills, like you only have like 5 buttons, but even the ones that you're not using, they'll level up over time. The ones on your bar will obviously level up a lot faster, and the ones that you're using on that bar are even more, even faster. So I like that system. It feels kind of odd, but it has a very Elder Scrolls feel to it. So to me, this is nice because it reminds me a lot of GuildWars, and GuildWars is a fantastic game. So yeah, but I'm using Destruction Magic. I have a Fire Staff on me, so the effect for fire touches causes knockback, which is really fun to use because you're basically playing golf. So yeah, as I'm using my staff skills, like I'll unlock these, and I still have my magic stuff here, basic stuff. So elemental damage is on destruction, except for lightning, which is here. Then you got dark magic, and the other magic is in here, soul magic. Everybody has access to this because that recharges soul gems, so you can resurrect people, enchant items, and do that generic Elder Scroll-y stuff. So they put it for everybody. Guilds is interesting because I'm part of a guild, well, two guilds actually, the Undaunted and the Mages Guild, and that functions exactly like you would expect from an Elder Scrolls game. So you join a guild and you go through like a quest line, and there's a story and there are multiple quests and stuff like that, and as you're progressing through that guild, you'll gain a rank, so it functions like a skill at that point. And you got the Fighters Guild, you got, I think this is the Thieves Guild, I could be wrong. Necrotic Orb, Bone Shield. No, this is like vampire stuff. I know there's a vampire guild, there's a werewolf guild, and I think they're going to have an assassin and a thieves guild later on. I think Mages Guild, Undaunted, and Fighters are the only ones in the game right now. And it's not here yet because I haven't done PvP, but you know, these skill trees unlock as you get them. So it's like I can specify for PvP with PvP specific skill trees if I wanted to. I'm not even level 10 yet, so I don't think it shows that yet. And then I got like what you expect from Dark Elves, because apparently being a Dark Elf is a skill, you know. And you got your standard crafting stuff. So I think I got, you know, explained the gist of it. Everything else is standard. There's a journal. I already explained this screen. This is very Elder Scrolly, like Skyrim. You got the basic tasks listed here. Generic, well, not generic, but like basic storyline here. Color-coded MMO style for difficulty. I think there's a few orange here. This is the quest I have selected, and you got the map. I'm here. Where is here? It's here. Where is here? Well, this is the entire map of Tamriel. So I'm in like the starting area of the Dunmer / Nords and the Argonians. So this is the area, and then you got like the Bosmers, the Altmers, and the Khajiits, and over here you got the Bretons, Redguards, and Orcs, or Bosmers as you like to call them. So you got basic stuff here. This is very nice. It tells you a little bit more of what each thing is. These are like waypoints so you can teleport to for a cost. You can filter out objectives and locations. So this is really cool. All the locations that you unlock are here, so you can see where the hell this is, right? And as far as I know, these areas are the only areas that are available for the beta right now. All of this is like probably for endgame. And you'll notice that it all converges to Cyrodiil, which is the PvP area. You can see the PvP area is pretty big. I think somebody clocked it so that walking from one end to another took like half an hour. He wasn't on a horse, I don't think. So it's very big. You can see like different various camps and keep sieges and outposts and stuff like that, and you conquer pretty much the entire map and to get the, you know, the city, and then you can become the emperor. So this is really cool. The fact that it locks PvP into that area, I think, is very nice. Means that you can see other people from other factions, but don't necessarily have to fight them, so you can quest peacefully. And if you want to quest in a danger zone, there are quests that you can do in Cyrodiil as well. So I like this. I have no idea. Oh, this is probably like the early starting areas. Okay. Grouping, standard. You have looking for group here for generic, basic. I say generic a lot. Basic quests. The areas that you want to be in. So if you're looking for level 8, level 11, you can find it marked as damage. You know, I can also go for dungeon if I wanted to. I got none available right now because I'm not appropriate level. So all of these, you know, large 24-member groups. If you're looking for those, this filter is very nice. I like it. And then, you know, guilds, alliance wars, this is the PvP element, basic mail, notifications, and yada yada yada. Leaderboard, campaign. Oh yeah, this is something I haven't mentioned yet, campaigns. Everything is on one server. Don't have to select a server to play on, but the PvP, they're persistent, but you have to select which server you want to fight in, and then you're locked. It doesn't mean that you can't play on other servers, but you can only play as guests if your friends are elsewhere. So there's that. Apparently this one's really popular, and these ones are locked. So yeah, that's kind of cool. So yeah, now I'm playing the game. So you can see I'm already like further along in the game. I didn't want to play through the tutorial or anything like that because everybody does it, and not only that, but if you play the game, that's probably the first thing you're gonna see anyways. So story is very Elder Scrolls in the sense that it talks a lot about Oblivion gates and stuff like that. Not in the traditional sense of like you're going to hell like in Oblivion where like the big red fiery gates, but it's another, you know, plane of existence where you have to fight. And I think this quest, this guy here, the mage's quest, will get me to see the realm of Sheogorath. I'm not sure, but if I talk to him... Hello!
I can sense. Yes. The aura around you glows with good fortune. You will be the one to help me complete my final task.
Me?
What I hope to accomplish is difficult. Perhaps impossible. It will require great strength of spirit. I sense this strength in you. That is what drew us together in the ruins.
So what's this thing you want me to do?
A storm rages towards us, Adept. War has come to Tamriel, and the mages of this great guild must have quarter. I intend to offer them a safe haven, a sanctuary where they may study in peace.
So if you've noticed, like, everything's voiceover, and it has the same level of quality that we expect from an Elder Scrolls game. I find it matches a lot of what Skyrim's potential, and there's some lip sync going on, but it's really crap. So I'm hoping that they'll fix that on release or future patches and stuff like this. Is not like a priority by any means, but it looks awful. But it sounds good though. So I think the only problem is that sometimes the balance of the audio is kind of out of whack, where one paragraph will be super loud and the next one will be super faint. But this guy looks pretty good right now. So how do we create this sanctuary?
I created that sanctuary centuries ago. It was stolen from me by an agent of chaos and magically transported to the Shivering Isles. To recover the island, we must locate 4 hidden tomes. This is the task of which I speak.
Okay, so where are these tomes?
They are being held in the place known as Cheesemonger's Hollow. It is a realm of the mad god, Sheogorath. Stand by my side, and I will open a portal.
Alright.
Be careful. Sheogorath is not to be taken lightly. I lost the sanctuary because of his nimble tongue and mad stare.
The stare, alright. I could ask some more, but I actually know what I'm doing. Well, I know who Sheogorath is. I've already been to his realm before. Wink, wink. So, you know, very Elder Scrolls-y fashion, you explore other dimensions. I've never been here before. And there's a lot more focus. Like, I'm doing the Mages Guild quest right now, but there's more focus on that with the main quest. And then the side quests are traditional, like, my farm is under attack, you know, please save me, that kind of thing. So, now, is this area instanced for me? I don't think it is, so I'm probably going to see some more players in the Cheesemonger's Hollow. And this is surprisingly taking a long time to load. There we go. So, whoa, my compass is going crazy.
Oh, how quaint. A mortal.
But you can see, like, it looks and feels like an Elder Scrolls at this point. So, I'm not complaining right now. Hi.
Well, what is it? Here for some noble purpose, no doubt.
Haskill. I'm here for, Archmage Sheldor. Here to retrieve some books.
Spell books? How pedestrian. As it happens, I'm feeling particularly charitable at present. I'll allow you to enter. After.
After what?
After a test of your resolve. This isn't a lending library. If you want the spell books, you'll have to earn them. A portal has been opened, just behind you. Close it, and I'll grant you passage.
Alright.
Close the portal if you can, though you may want to deal with those scamps first.
I got my own scamps. They're working. So as you can see, combat is very fluid. I'm playing in first person right now, but it is playable in, I'm dying. But it is playable in third person. I just don't feel that's the very Elder Scrolls-y way to play. I know a lot of people want to play in third person. So I'm just going to close that gate. Okay, I didn't have to go in and grab an orb. That's good. What's happening? I don't know. Okay, some guy. He's evil, so he just aggroed on me, so I'm just going to go cast some spell. I'm not going to explain to you what I'm casting or what's my strategy behind my play style, but you can see that it feels like an MMO, not just like an MMO, but like an Elder Scrolls. And I think the only thing that's kind of awkward is if you're playing, say, melee, because it doesn't have collision detection yet, which is unfortunate. But it's like I've played melee before with a Nightblade, and it was still okay. It's just that you can go through people. And Shura, whoa, just gained a level, so and you saw me do it a couple of times. Daedric summoning increased, very nice little scamp. I can like double tap to consume stamina to do dodge rolls and stuff like that. So very action oriented. You saw the traditional like rings of red to avoid. Very similar to what you expect like in modern MMOs nowadays. You can block attacks. You got like your standard attack, and you got your, if you hold down the mouse button, you got a power attack. Based on your skill level with the weapon, you'll do different things. And I just leveled up, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to invest more in Magicka, because I think and I can just play with it. I can go here if I wanted to experiment. See, oh yeah, this is okay. Well, I'm still gonna go with Magicka and then commit the point. All right. So, oh look at that, Dark Elf skills. I can use that 1 point I have available to increase maximum magicka and stamina by 2%. That actually could be cool for me, but because I'll be a Breton in release, I think I'm going to try to be more familiar with the skills I'm going to use here. You notice that this is not a plus sign, so that means I can actually morph this skill and turn it into something slightly different. So this reminds me a lot of Diablo 3, where you have runes. The only difference is that your choice is almost permanent. I say almost because you can go to a shrine and reset it. It's just that those shrines are not everywhere and they cost a lot to reset. So I think they really want you to invest in your choices. Danger Curse, what do I want? Curse for 6 seconds. You know what, I'm probably not going to use that just yet, because I want to check my distractions, because I could also morph this skill instead. Because I use the staff a lot. Because this only does 3-4 magic damage to target enemy based on my element. So right now it's fire, because I had a fire staff, and it causes knockback. But here, it causes knockback and a stun if I use a fire, or it causes... I don't know what this is. Oh, it's the range. This is 7 meters, this is 14 meters. Wow, okay. I don't need the stun, really. Actually, I could use the stun. I'm going to use it elsewhere. What is this wall of elements? That could be handy. Create an element that deals 14 magic damage every 1 second, naming the area of effect. I think I'll just go with in case. Yeah. We'll go with that, I think. We'll put that here. Alright. Dark magic, here we go. Oops. I don't have to close it, right? I already... Okay. What does it say? Collect the... Oh no, this is the wrong quest. Close the portal.